I don't mean to brag, but Virginia Beach may have the world's largest. Hey, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dan Inman, and we talk everything live, work, play of the coastal Virginia area. That's Norfolk, Virginia Beach, and Chesapeake, and the surrounding cities. Hey, do me a huge favor. If at the end of this I've earned it, hit that like button, maybe consider subscribing. And as much as we like to make this content, I'd love more to help serve you in your real estate needs. I work on the real estate side, my wife's on the mortgage side, and we help people make that transition in or out as smooth as possible. All of our contact information is down below, and you can get into our calendars directly with their link. I think it's through Calendly, if I remember correctly. So let's talk about Virginia Beach and why it's the best, because it is. Let's face it, along the East Coast, you have a lot of options. You've got Boston, Providence, Hartford, New York City, Buffalo, Rochester, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Richmond, the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area, Raleigh, Charlotte, Columbia, Atlanta, Charleston, Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, and Miami. Thank you for laughing at me, Sean. But the number one reason I think what we have is we have one of the best beaches and boardwalks along the East Coast. According to the according to the Guinness Book of World Records, we have the world's longest pleasure beach.
Just say when. Just say, seriously? Are you serious? Okay, this is impossible.
Take that for what you will. The innuendo is there to get you to hook in and watch the video that we're filming right now, but there's more to it. Now, when it comes to actually having the best beach on, or the best boardwalk on the East Coast, you don't have to just take my word for it. We've got U.S. News, Town and Country Magazine, USA Today, and Planetware, which all rank us as in the top 10 or 15 along the East Coast. One of the things that is actually really interesting about, or noticeable about the Virginia Beach is we have these no cussing signs. It was actually, Sean, did you know that they repealed that last year? So it used to be in 19...
I think I saw they're gone, yeah.
Yeah, so it was passed in the House and the Senate, and then Ralph Northam voted it basically to change it, so they can no longer fine you. But can you guess what the fine was in 1792?
1792. So it's been in effect that long.
Yeah. 83 cents. Yeah, that's right. So no lewd language on the ocean front back in 1792.
A few people that would be worth it.
Well, Virginia Beach is regarded as a family-friendly beach, and one of the reasons why is because they make a big push to make it that way. And one of the ways they had done it in the past was to basically fine you. And I think back in 2019, it was over something like $6,000 in fines that were issued. So not obviously that much, but back in 2020, they repealed it for that was unconstitutional, basically freedom of speech type stuff. So Virginia Beach is going to be great for just vacationers and locals alike. So vacationers, we have affordable motels that you can stay at, all the way to something as nice as the Cavalier. So the Cavalier was actually renovated not that long ago. I'm sporting the Tarnished Truth right here. I don't know if you can actually see that in the camera, but we have a local distillery now, so which has a restaurant right next door. I took out actually the team to go check it out. Sean, were you actually with us when we did that? We'll have to go again. I know, I'm bragging about it, and Sean didn't even able to go. Maybe we'll do it again this year. But they have like a tasting room where you can go check out their whiskeys and their gin, and then they also have an Irish cream as well. Absolutely fantastic, something worth checking out. If there's a rainy day, you can go and do a tasting there at the Cavalier Project. So what are some of the things to do as maybe a vacationer or even as a local? Well, I'm going to go through a list here of inside and outside activities that I think are worth checking out. So outside, I'm going to look down here. We have the First Landing Beach. Obviously, you have the beach. That would make sense, right? There's a local farmers market. So South Virginia Beach has lots of farms. So if you want to check out some of the local fare, there's a great one in the Vibe District to check out. Dolphin tours, horseback riding on the beach, which is something I promised my daughter we would do sometime soon. You have the Neptune Park, which has tons of music festivals. And there's actually a new, have you been to the new beach workout area?
Yeah.
They have like the chains where you can swing and everything. Like I can't do it, but it's super cool. Then you have the Adventure Park, which has a zip line adventures. You got fishing expeditions. Fishing is super huge here. Parasailing, Top Golf, the Virginia Beach Amphitheater, which Dave Matthews Band is paying August 28th. So if this drops before that, maybe they have tickets still available. If you need a break from outside, you got to get out of the sun, or maybe those kids are cranky, or maybe it's just one of those days where it's 98 degrees with 3 billion% humidity, and you don't want to walk outside into a wet blanket of humidity. You've got the aquarium, you have the aviation museum, you've got escape room, Apex, which I actually haven't been to yet. Sean, have you checked that out?
I haven't.
They've got like bowling, indoor go-karting. It's down at Town Center, so it's actually only about 15 minutes from the ocean front. But if you're looking for a day full of indoor entertainment, they have tons of stuff to do there. Another one would just be iFly, so indoor skydiving. If you haven't checked that out, that's something I want. That's on my bucket list to do. Down at Town Center, they also have the Funny Bone Comedy Club. So if you need a break, you need to get your laugh on, that's one way to do it. And then one of my all-time favorites, the Cinema Cafe. They have one in Pembroke to check out. I want to go actually see Free Guy with my son this weekend. Have you seen that one with Ryan Reynolds? I'm excited to go see that one. There are festivals galore. There's something to do probably every weekend in Virginia Beach. Now that things have opened up quite a bit with the vaccine rollout, the governor has allowed for a lot of these events to come back up. And there's something you can do every single weekend if you wanted to. We'll provide links down below through the Virginia Beach City and visit virginiabeach.com website that has a list of all of these. And then they also have a chart that shows, and hopefully Sean will bring this up on B-roll, of activities you can do throughout the entire year. So if you want to plan something in Virginia Beach to do the entire year, again, whether you're a visitor or local, there's tons to do. Of course, being along the coast, we have plenty of good places to eat. I'm going to just mention a few here. Waterman's, which is the origin of the Orange Crush. You have the Butcher's Son, which is a local American grilled steakhouse twist, and they try to source the majority of their stuff from local foods. You have local farmers. Come on, Dan, with your words. Three Ship Coffee Roasters, which is in the Vibe District, but they also provide locally roasted coffee beans if you want to take those home, and they also provide them to a couple of different coffee shops. And then lastly, we have CP Shuckers. So one of the things that our area is known for is oysters, and not just one type. There are several different types. They've made a great resurgence over the last couple decades. If you want to check those out, CP Shuckers is a really good place to check out to try those out. So besides Virginia Beach being the largest pleasure strip or Guinness World Record of pleasure strip, there's actually another beach that's not very far away. It's obviously a little bit of a driving distance, probably about an hour. Would you say hour for Outer Banks? Yeah, you've got the First Flight Museum down there for the Wright brothers, and it's about an hour and a half worth drive. So if you want a place where it's a little bit more secluded, a little bit more small beachy town, that'd be a great place to go check out as well. So if you need a guide for year-round entertainment, I got you, fam. Link is going to be below. Check this out. Rolling into another reason why I think our area is one of the best along the East Coast is one, shark attacks.
Sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
So, not because it's high, but because it's exceptionally low. Sean, if you had to guess, how many shark attacks have we had in Virginia Beach since 1852?
100?
Way, way, way less. 5 with only 1 fatal. 5 during that time. So you've got Florida, Hawaii, South Carolina, California, North Carolina, Texas, Oregon, Georgia, and Alabama, which are that's in ranking order. We're at like the lowest rate. So you don't have to worry about sharks. You want one of the best family beaches around with no freaking shark attacks? Our city's where it's at. And yet another reason why Virginia Beach is the best East Coast city is we have been ranked multiple times, not just last year, as the safest large city in America. Again, that is not subjective. That has to do with the FBI crime reporting stats. It was put out by SafeWise.com, Advisor Smith, and Wallet Hub all reported on this. Virginia Beach was ranked as like one of the best cities to raise a family in. Number 15 out of 83 for family life and fun. The categories that they have there are playgrounds per capita, number of attractions, families or share of families with children age 0 to 17, weather, and average commute time. And then we were ranked 12 out of 83 for education, health, and safety. Those categories are quality of school system, high school graduation rate, air quality, pediatricians per capita, share of uninsured children, which means that the amount of children from 0 to 17 that don't have health insurance coverage is extremely low. And we have some of the lowest violent crime per capita and property crime per capita in the nation. In 2018, Virginia Beach was actually ranked in one of the top 8 happiest, or is ranked the top 8 happiest city in the nation. And for the reasons listed below by Zippia, level of education, unemployment rate, short commute to work, low cost of living, having a family, owning a home, and the poverty rate. Which is interesting here is Virginia was the 12th lowest rate of poverty in the nation at just below 10%, but Virginia Beach was actually 7.3%, which makes us extremely low in comparison to the rest of the nation. According to niche.com, we are number 1 for Hampton Roads. So Virginia Beach, above all the surrounding cities, was number 1 place to raise a family. Number 1 for best for young professionals. Number 2, and only edged out a hair on this by Chesapeake for the school systems. And number 2, and only edged out by a hair by Williamsburg for just general area to live. So Virginia Beach, ranked by many objective standards and studies and data, being one of the best places on not just on the East Coast but in the nation to live. Lastly, and I think this is just important to mention because one of the things that we have over places like New York City or Miami is population density, meaning less of it. So we were ranked number 5 least population density large city on the East Coast, or actually, in the nation, which is about 1,800 people per square mile. If you need a little more space and are willing to drive, you can go to Chesapeake, which is 700 people per square mile. But if you want to be in that beach lifestyle, man, you got to get all the way out here and deal with having neighbors that are a little bit closer. So a quick recap here. We have one of the best beaches in the area and boardwalks in the area, the largest pleasure strip according to Guinness World Records. There's absolute ton to do. You don't have to worry about freaking shark attacks. We are the safest large city in America, not to mention the East Coast, and the least population density for large city if you're looking for space from your neighbor. By the way, if you're looking to move into the area, just a few tips or tricks here. Check out the FEMA flood map, and all these links will be down below. There's also a flood map to show you if sea level does rise, which areas will be covered in water first. We are along the coast. Next is going to be crime maps, so you want to check out Trulia. I wish we had this integrated on our site, but we don't have that yet. But you can see where the crime is being reported and where that density is located. Third one is going to be using Google Street Maps to just walk up and down the street. So if you can't be in the area, this is a great way to walk up and down the neighborhood just to check out what the neighborhood looks like. Are there boarded windows up? Are the people that park in their lawn? Are the streets super narrow? The link below is actually a shot, and I put it in there, Sean, of a shot of King Neptune. Google Maps decided to actually go onto the boardwalk, and you can actually see King Neptune, which is pretty cool. And then lastly, if you're from out of the area or even in the area and need a place to search for homes, you can go to www.inmanhomeservices.com, so selfish plug there, and check out houses. So hey, thank you so much for getting all the way to the end of this. If you would like to help serving your real estate needs, I work on the real estate side, my wife works on the mortgage side, and we'd love to serve you and your family. We have people reaching out all the time. Actually, we had someone reach out just a few minutes before we started filming this, and we're going to talk to them a little bit later this week. If I've earned it by the end here, hit that like button, consider subscribing. We'd greatly appreciate it. And until next time, we'll talk to you later, Kova.